Cocoon Spawn Girls. Chapter 6. I awoke to the shine of a ray of sunlight tickling my face. I was shocked to see this room had a window unlike my last one. I wonder if my next one in the dorms will. I tried moving my leg, and it felt better quite a bit. Staying on the safe side, I didn't climb into bed. Instead, I sat up and waited for Dr. Chris to come and get me. While I waited, I messed with my hair a bit. I wish I still had that hand mirror Dr. Mack had. This room doesn't have anything useful at all. My last room was totally just a bedroom, and this room is nothing but a hospital room. I swear my next room better have at least access to a bathroom. I want a vanity desk in my next room. Then I could really mess with my hair and admire my reflection. I tie a really basic braid with some of my hair beside my face a few times while I wait. Did I wake up too early? I feel pretty well rested, but maybe injured people usually need more rest? I think about summoning Night to play some sort of game with me that doesn't require leaving the bed. We could use my notebook and play tic-tac-toe. Or maybe something else. Perhaps I'm too trigger-happy about bringing Night out for any reason. Finally, the door opens and someone steps into the room, greeting me good morning. The strange thing is they aren't any of my previous doctors. Good morning, Sophie dear. I'm Hall Director Gretchen. Gretchen was an older woman, the oldest I'd seen while here. She was probably in her 50s and had the appearance of someone who worked in construction. Reddish hair that curled and the teeth of a smoker in the past. I scribbled down in my notebook. Hall Director? She comes over to my side and begins helping me into the wheelchair as she continues talking. That's right, dear. I'm in charge of the dorms we'll be moving you into after your final checkup in this building. I get excited and write out, I move in today? That's right. Just gotta get the sign off from the wonderful team of doctors. That and they're the ones who get to tell us your rank and where you're getting to go. She chuckles. So don't go asking me to give you any spoilers. I nod feverishly in agreement. I can't hide my excitement across my face. It's almost strange how good I feel about this new situation. I feel like it would be more normal to still be fighting it all. Oh well, no need to worry about being not normal. Here's your morning pills, 2 of them. Hope that's okay with you. Gretchen places 2 pills in my hand. I swallow them. At this point it seemed like pills were a daily morning thing for me here. Gretchen had brought me a new set of clothes, another jumper skirt and a blouse. She also brought me new underwear and a bra, which was helpful since I hadn't had one on while sleeping. It did cross my mind if I would have one in the morning or not. Once I was dressed, we headed out. Gretchen wheeled my wheelchair down the hall and onto an elevator from yesterday. Today we went to B1, and we didn't get to encounter anyone on our way down there, unfortunately. We exited the elevator onto our floor, and I'm wheeled down another hall. This floor looks a lot like B2. Perhaps that's the case with all of the B floors. We end up turning down a hall where none of the rooms have doors on them, just the frames. They seem like regular doctor appointment rooms. Gretchen takes me inside one and then helps me onto the soft doctor's bench inside as we wait for the doctor. Gretchen excuses herself and tells me she'll be back once they're done going over everything with me. I continue waiting until a person in a doctor's coat, followed by a teenage girl, enters. Sophia, right? The doctor asks. I nod and also throw a thumbs up. The girl behind the doctor passes him and hops onto the doctor's bench beside me. You don't look too beat up, thankfully, she says, looking me top to bottom. Introductions, the male doctor said, raising a hand. I am Dr. Michael. He then points at the girl beside him. She raises her hand as well, shouting, I am Guardian Cross, a.k.a. Hannah. I was quite excited to meet another magical girl. She had black hair like mine, tied in large braids on either side of her head. She wore these thick, circular glasses I thought made her look quite smart. She was the total package when you picture a class representative or a book lover. Dr. Michael picked up what appeared to be a clipboard of notes about me and medical junk. Hannah is here today because she's going to help you out and fix your leg. I made a gasp expression while holding my hands on my face to really show how shocked I was. I succeeded in making Hannah laugh, which made me happy. I'm the best healer you could get, Sophia, so don't worry. You're looking at a genuine S-rank healer. S-rank? Wow! I scribbled that down in my notebook, and I flashed it to her. She nods. You'll soon see that my ability can't be beat in all ways except marketability. She turns to Dr. Michael. My bucket, kind sir? Bucket? I wonder what the bucket was going to be for. Hannah unwrapped my bandages around my leg where I had lost a chunk of it from the spawn bite. How much blood did she lose, Michael? Doctor, he responded. Dr. Michael, sir, how much blood did the patient lose from the wound, sir? She responded like a soldier. Dr. Michael shrugged. Chart says something like 800, 900 milliliters. Take your best guess. I'll brace myself for 1100 milliliters then, Hannah said with the most serious, cold expression on her face. She placed her hands onto my wound. It It stung a bit, but I tried not to move so to not mess up whatever was about to happen. My wound suddenly began to close up, a sparkling surrounding the wound until it was completely gone as if it never happened. I went to grab my notebook to write a thank you before Dr. Michael tapped me. Show's not quite over. I looked back to see Hannah grabbing her bucket and immediately vomiting a large amount of fluid into it. Not in one go, but quick, short bursts. I felt like I might become sick just watching it. Guardian Cross can heal any wound, but must vomit the same amount of milliliters as the amount of blood lost from the original wound. No one could ever allow that girl to be in front of the public. And that's how an S rank ends up being a lab rat, or rather a lab pest. Hannah seemed offended. I am not... She paused for another burst. Not a pest. Another painful sounding burst. I am a blessing to everyone in this lab. Whatever you say, Cross. Just finish up puking your guts so we can move on. Sophie has another appointment waiting for us to finish. Hannah looked much weaker, but had a glare filled with determination. I can walk and vomit. Let's go. Dr. Michael shook his head. I'd rather you don't. Hannah didn't seem willing to budge, so he relented. You spill any and you'll be exiled from the main office down to some cage with the captured spawn. He got up and began walking towards the door. Hannah got up after him, following him out the door. You wish you could get rid of me that easily. It took off without me even getting to hold up a thank you message. I felt a tad bad, but then again, I wouldn't want it come between whatever banter they had. It seems like even the girls who don't get to be in the public's eye very often get to have fun lives. Someone new enters the room. It was Dr. Chris. I waved hello, excited to see her again. Good to see you again, Sophia. Dr. Chris took a seat where Dr. Michael had been sitting. Then she pulls the chair over to my side and gets close to me. Today's your last day here in the building. That's a bit sad for us, but great news for you. I shyly nodded. It was true I did want to spend more time here, especially to see Dr. Mack again and show her my thanks. Dr. Chris flipped through the charts in her hands. Let's get straight to it, Sophia. Clearly you've met Hall Director Gretchen, so you know you'll be sent off to live in a dorm. That means, yes, you will be assigned to a magical girls team. New friends. That's all that was on my mind. And this time they wouldn't be friends that I make and then never see again. So far, my experience has been meeting many nice people who just suddenly disappear once I start liking them. Okay, let's go over your test now. Dr. Chris flipped the page on her chart. You passed! Obviously, you're still alive and you didn't lose a single limb. I know Miss Hannah was thankful for that. I'll tell you. She laughed. Anyway, your power did manifest and the team does have a grasp of how it works and its limitations. Marketing did raise some concerns of you hurting yourself constantly in battle due to your lack of pain during combat. But don't worry, they raise concerns over everyone, I assure you. Just means you can't be like company mascot material out of the womb. Whatever, you can always earn it if you want. I guess there goes any hope of being part of Elemental Guardian Vontavia. Not that my powers were very elemental, actually. Guess I missed that one out the gate. Dr. Chris continued. After reviewing with the inputs of all teams, your powers and skills have earned you the rank of B+. Only a B? A high B, but still. I didn't know anyone lower than an A so far in my time here, so it kind of stung a bit. Don't get too glum about it. Don't forget the scale goes all the way from A to E. You did great, so don't be sad. B+ is a great ranking that isn't going to get you sent off to the Arctic Circle or the middle of nowhere spawn turf. You're going to a nearby dorm in a place called Marrowsville. Not too busy, but not too country. A great mix if you ask me. Marrowsville, huh? So that's where my future lies. I've never heard of it before, but I sure know practically 0% of the whole world's towns and cities. Just gotta make the best of wherever that is. At least give it a chance to grow on me. And here's something exciting. The team you're joining will be led by the S-rank magical girl, Tiki. I know that name. No way, the bandage girl from the elevator that Dr. Mack likes. If I stick around her, maybe one day in the worst case scenario, I'll run into Dr. Mack at the fan meet and greet. My future really is looking bright. Dr. Chris still wasn't finished. There are 2 more girls that will be on the team with you. The company likes to keep you girls in groups of 4 at the minimum, you see. Anywho, they are also around your rank. One is B+, and the other is A-. I and the rest of the Institute really think you girls will all work really well together and make a great team. I couldn't control myself any longer and shot my hands up into the air with excitement. Dr. Chris couldn't help laughing as she watched me. I love your enthusiasm, Sophia. She placed the charts back on the table. Well, that's all I've got for you. You are good to go with Gretchen and head over to your dorms and your new life. She clasped her hands together with a clap. Again, congratulations, Sophie. We're all so proud of you and look forward to seeing you in the news. She held out her hand to shake, but I just went in for a hug. She laughed at me, but indulged me. After that, Miss Gretchen entered the room. "Ready to get this show on the road, kid?" I nodded and began to walk out with her. "Oh wait, take these with you," Dr. Chris called out, placing a container of pills in my hands. They looked like the ones I've been taking every morning. "To help you with your growth and mood." I did a nod bow, and then left with Gretchen. I had no idea these pills also affected my mood. Maybe they're part of why I felt so happy. Gretchen led me back out to the elevator down the hall. It felt nice to walk on my own two legs again. That Hannah really is a miracle worker, even if she's kind of a gross one. Not her fault, though. Not saying she's gross or anything. "Kiddo, this is a tad strange, but we ain't supposed to let you girls see how to exit the building. So you mind putting on that blindfold on till we get to the car? The windows are tilted, so you can take it off in there." I take the blindfold without much care. If anything, this makes it all way more mysterious and exciting. I held on to Miss Gretchen's hand as she led me out of the elevator and down twisting hallways. It was amusing trying to picture the hallways we must be walking through, and what sorts of things I might be able to see if I took the blindfold off. We at one point even enter a second elevator? Or was she taking me in circles to confuse me, I wonder? We eventually reached the car, or rather van. She guides me into the back, then told me I could remove my blindfold. The back of this van had no windows you could look out. It did, however, have a giant couch. I climbed onto it and enjoyed how comfy it was. "Okay, kiddo, sit back here and we'll be in the dorms in about an hour." I scribbled down a message in my notebook. "May I draw while we drive?" "Kid, do whatever you feel like back here except leave the van or try to see outside. Sound good?" I smile and nod. Gretchen closes the back door and gets into the driver's seat. We begin the drive to the dorms, and I get comfy and start drawing. Not trying to think about how this feels like it's not too different from how being trafficked would feel. I want to draw a picture message for my 3 new besties, or well, teammates. I'm going to draw them each a photo of me, and I'll include all the important info about myself. My name is Sophia. I was once a boy like all of you. I am mute, but can hear and spell. I have only ever worn jumper skirts, so they are my favorite type of outfit now. Oh, and my power is my knight. I then realized I didn't have a cool Guardian X name. Was someone supposed to give me that? Or was I supposed to make that one up? I then got distracted coming up with some names. My top contender was Guardian Knight, or Guardian Armor. If someone else gets to make the names, I hope they beat my suggestions. The van is still going, so I return to my drawings, and finish making 3 unique drawings. One for each of my new friends. The first one is for Tiki. I drew myself wrapped up in bandages, just like she was, and then I wrote her a message saying I was excited to work with her. For the other 2, since I didn't know them yet, I just drew 2 random photos of myself. One I drew myself in the schoolgirl's uniform from my old school, and I wrote how I was looking forward to learning with them. Then the other one I drew myself with a bag of chocolates holding them out, and the message said, "I hope we can become quick friends." We still hadn't arrived yet, even though it had been an hour by now. Surely we will be there any minute. I just gotta be a little more patient. I dig around in the couch cushions to see if I can find anything interesting, but there isn't any lost treasure in there at all. I don't know what I had hoped to find, really. Maybe a cool pen or some coin or something? The van suddenly stops and shuts off. We must be here. I hear the sound of Gretchen walking around to the back doors. When she unlocks them and swings them open, the bright light out of the outside takes a moment to adjust to. "You ready to start your new life here in Marysville dorms?" Gretchen asked, offering me a hand to help me out of the back. I give 2 enthusiastic thumbs up, jumping out of the back of the truck and taking in the surroundings. We were behind a large rectangular building against a black fence. I saw a big dumpster and also some wildflowers growing through concrete. The building itself looked like an office building. I suppose the whole building wasn't dorms then. MGI must have offices for staff in all the locations their magical girls are stationed. It's so helpful to have staff so close by. "Come along, Sophia. Let me show you to your new room." Gretchen held a hand out behind her as she walked towards the front of the building. I jogged to catch up and took her hand. Together, entering into my new home. End of chapter 6.